Hey everybody, Marcus here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, this is my second day home from Europe. I was in Spain for the Spanish Drone Seekers meetup. Had a wonderful time at Puerto de Mazaron, flying drones with my good friends over in Spain and the UK, etc. We just had a wonderful time. However, what I've got going for you today is the drone that I picked up just before I left on that trip, and that is the Mavic 4 Pro. So let me get this out of the bag. So here's the big dog right here. I did not take this with me to Spain, quite frankly, because it's such a big drone. I took the Air 3S with me and I took the little Neo. However, I really want to fly this guy. So I'm at Kleiner Park today. While I was gone, we were gone for about 2.5 weeks, and the weather has cooled off significantly since I was last here, and the leaves have really started to change. So yeah, let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff while we're flying this drone around. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Spanish drone meetup, tell you a little bit about the future of what I feel the future of DJI is in this country, and yeah, we're just going to look at some pretty fall colors. Anyway, yeah, let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, I've got the drone fired up as well as the controller and app. We've got 25 satellites. Let's take a look at the safety menu, as we always do. So bypass mode, which is my favorite. People will tell you to put it into brake for some other reasons that it can affect obstacle avoidance, etc. I'm leaving it in bypass. I like getting around things. If you recall my flights out at the Snake River Canyon, I was getting some falsing on OA. So we'll see what happens this time. Bypass operations normal. Radar map is on at optimal return to home. We want to get us a good precision landing, and we'll see how this guy can get in under the trees, etc. Return to home altitude 35 meters, which is perfect. Max altitude at 120 meters, no limit on distance. It's not asking for any calibrations. I'll show you the battery here. Battery cycle 0. So evidently it's the first time we've used this battery. I actually just charged this last night. So anyway, we're looking good there. And yeah, I don't see any reason why we can't take off. We're going to shoot in 4K, 60 frames per second in auto, and we'll talk about that a little bit more once we take off here. So make sure I'm in normal mode. There we go.
Sensing unavailable.
Yeah,
Fly with caution.
I accidentally overshot, but we're in with the switch there, but we're back into normal mode here. So let's go ahead and do a takeoff on the app. And I've got an icon in the way. Okay, so we're going to do a takeoff on the app. I'm going to hit that, and then C1 button. Hold it down.
Takeoff.
And there goes the drone. So you see,
Point updated.
this is such a beautiful drone. Geozone nearby, flight restriction. I suppose they're talking about the Boise airport, but we are many, many miles from that. So let's go ahead and go up 7 meters now. I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked in the app for this drone, but I know all their other drones, DJI asks you to go up 7 meters before you move off to give the drone a good look at its landing area to get that precision landing. But let's spin it around here and take a look. And you can see I found a nice little picnic bench here to sit on. And obviously with obstacle avoidance on, I'm not going to get it any closer than we're at right now. So let's see what else. I didn't start recording, so let's start recording right now. And I accidentally hit the down button. We're not going to do that on that hit the C1 button. So we're going to start recording now. Okay, so it's really squawking at me here. You can see on those radar semicircles on my screen. But let's go ahead and do a droney. Let's see, we're gonna go, I gotta go between some trees here, but this is the perfect drone for it. Reverse and up. And we hit pretty hard on that up stick and well above the trees. Let me drop that camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So one of the reasons I wanted to fly here today, and when I first got to the park this morning, it was overcast, but now the sun has come out, so this is really nice, and you're going to see some of the colors. The trees that surround this statue here, or this sculpture, they always tend to turn first. So let's go ahead and just do a little manual orbit. I'm in normal mode. So I'm looking, there was a tree across here that for a long time, oh, there it is, it's still there. There's a kite still in there. If you look at that red spot in that one tree there kind of behind the sculpture, there's a kite that's been there for a while. Kind of interesting that these, so they're all the same trees, but these on this side are still kind of green. So I don't know if that has to do with which way the sun shines, etc. Do not know. However, I definitely wanted to just, the reason for this flight is to show you that the trees are starting to turn and fall has fallen. And it's really, this is just a wonderful time of year because typically we get some pretty sunny weather. We had a lot of rain the last, well, the day before yesterday when we got home from Europe, the ride home from the airport, it was raining cats and dogs. And it rained a fair amount yesterday, but enough about the weather. Let's take a look at some of these trees here. I was like going down this row of trees, and you can see these are starting to turn pretty quickly, starting to turn purple. So one of the reasons for this flight is my first couple flights with this out at the Snake River Canyon, I accidentally, there's a rotary dial on this drone, and I had accidentally set EV to +1, so I was really blown out in the skies, and so you miss some of the detail. So I really wanted to show what the drone can do with the EV set correctly. And by EV, for those you don't know, you probably do, but it's called exposure value. There's a rotary dial on the RC Pro 2 that you can just set it. I had accidentally hit that rotary dial and cranked up the EV to +1, and that is not what we want to do. Let's wait for that car. As soon as I see him pull out, I'll pull it. There he goes. So we're going to just move across here. And yeah, so these are all still pretty green, aren't they? But look at there off in the distance, you're going to see some a lot of colors in those trees. And yeah, let's just move on across and kind of give you a look at the whole park. Let's move this way so we can see the color in these trees. It just amazes me. It just seems like, you know, I was waiting for leaves on the trees just a few weeks ago, but of course it's not. It's been months ago. But yeah, they're seeing some pretty nice color there. Let's keep moving on here, but kind of moving around the park and giving you a good look at the trees. Now these on this side, they're still quite green, but they will turn. Another comment. So I think I mentioned I took the Air 3S to Europe with me, and of course it flew great. But what happens with your DJI drone, and I know some people will dispute this, but I'm telling you it's a fact, the newer DJI drones, I know for certain, they will switch into CE mode when you're in Europe. And then if you say you have a drone that was purchased in Europe, as soon as you bring it to the US, it will switch into FAA mode. But my point is this, while in Europe, I really noticed a big difference in range. I mean, I was flying some of those places with the Air 3S that I was out half a kilometer and having signal issues. So one of the things that we got going for us in the US is that we can get FAA mode and get a lot really good robust signal on our drones. So man, I just love this grove of trees right here, and they're really starting to turn. You can see some folks down there playing disc golf. We're going to stay out of everybody's way. But yeah, look at this. This is one of my favorite little groves. And when I think about this park, I always think, okay, what is this going to look like in a few years, right? And we're getting, you know, obviously the drone is squawking at us a little bit as we fly through here, obstacle avoidance. I will also say this, my intention is to be a lot more careful with this drone because, you know, one of the negative things in the US is if you crash your drone, you're not going to get it repaired. So yeah, let's get out the other side here and grab some more altitude, but I wanted to just drop through those trees. And it's a drone like this that allows you to do this with the fantastic obstacle avoidance that DJI provides us. Let's look this way because we got some more color down here. Look at this. And we got the, I call it the big pond here with two fountains in it. And you know, what do we do when we find a fountain on the Idaho Quadcopter channel? Of course we do, if not a full rotation, at least a semi-rotation around it. And again, this drone, you know, no signal issues, no issues at all. It just performs. And I'm telling you, had I done this, and I'm in normal mode here, had I done this in Europe, there's no way I would have this kind of signal as I dropped in altitude. Yeah, so it's all good. So let's grab some altitude here and kind of show you. Let's kind of move sideways here and show you kind of the center here where the statue of Julius Kleiner is. And I'm in normal mode. I probably should be in cine mode so I can slow it down a little bit. But I just wanted to give you a look at the center there. There's always a lot of people there, so I seldom get too low in that area. But there's nobody there now. I probably could have. But in any case, here, this row of trees, I call this row Broadway, and I call that strip going the other way Main Street. I don't know if that's what the people at the park call it, but that's what I call it. So yeah, here we are, and let's just get you over the top. We can at least get you over the top of the statue of Julius Kleiner. And if you look at that statue, I'm telling you that is about 1.5 times normal size. So he's a little bit bigger than you know, he's bigger than a human being. I'm telling you, maybe even double the size. He's pretty big, but it's a very realistic statue. It almost looks like he's standing there. So pretty cool. So what I was telling you about Main Street, that's what I call this row. And up here, and it looks like they're starting to turn. There's nobody on this strip, so we can kind of pull over the top of this. And there's a children's play area there, so we're not going to get too close. I'm sure there's always people there. They're doing some work here. I don't know what they're doing. Yesterday they had that all roped off. So, and then these, I don't know what's going on here. These were bocce ball courts, and they're doing something with them. I don't know what, but I can tell you those red leaves are attractive. That's for sure. So when we have Vet Fest here, the local Corvette Club, this is where all the cars are parked out on this part of the grass. Is where they stage everything, and they have car shows out here eventually. And when they have festivals, that's typically where everything is staged, is right there. With regard to DJI, so you know, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I probably wouldn't have purchased the Mavic 4 Pro. The Air 3S, for my abilities, is probably as much drone as I would ever need. However, with our current situation with DJI, I kind of felt like this may be the last state-of-the-art DJI drone that I'm ever able to purchase. So that's why I did it, and I don't regret it. I got this one. You saw my unboxing video. I bought this from a company called SAO Trading on eBay in Japan. I looked on their website here the other day because I wanted to order a Mini 5 Pro, and they didn't have one. I didn't see. As a matter of fact, I don't think I saw a Mavic 4 Pro either, so I don't know if they just can't get them anymore or they're just sold out. But I did end up buying a Mini 5 Pro. Again, it's probably the last state-of-the-art DJI mini drone that I'll ever be able to purchase in the United States. So I did. So I got so I ordered, this was from a company in South Korea, and I don't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but I haven't got the drone yet, so we'll see how that goes. But I expect it. Nobody that I know has had any problems ordering from these companies, so that's a good thing. But anyway, I ordered the combo. I wanted the Plus battery combo. So when I was in Europe, I was in Barcelona, and there's a DJI store there, and I thought, well, maybe I'd just buy one while I'm here. But there were a couple of considerations there. Number one, they do not sell the Plus battery combo in Europe, and I definitely wanted the Plus battery. I don't care about being under 249 grams. I'm happy to register my drone and happy to pay the $5 to register it and squawk remote ID. Doesn't bother me. So I know some people, they don't want to. That's your prerogative. Everybody's got their own reasonings for doing whatever. But anyway, there's the big kind of issue that everybody's been having with the standard DJI Mini 5 Pro being a couple of grams over 249 grams. Now, it's interesting that countries like Canada, their Civil Aviation Authority has said, you know what, we know it's a couple grams over, we don't care, we're still going to consider it a mini drone, which is great for my friends across the border. So that's good news. And then I did get to hang out with some of my Canadian drone friends that came to Spain. I was the only American at that drone meetup. But back to the reason why I didn't buy the Mini 5 Pro while I was in Europe. Yes, I wanted the Plus battery, but also I didn't want to have any. And I would have no problem declaring it when I cross the border through customs. There's tax owed, I'll pay it. That's not the problem I have with it. But what I didn't want was the drone to get confiscated and just lose the drone altogether. So that wouldn't be good. Now, I want you to understand that it is perfectly legal to fly this drone, the Mavic 4 Pro, and the Mini 5 Pro in the United States. They both have FCC licenses. You can register them with the FAA, remote ID register. They're 100% legal. The issue is with Customs and Border Protection. Now, in a previous video, I misspoke and I said Customs and Border Patrol. No such thing. It's Customs and Border Protection. Border Patrol is a completely separate thing. But I live narrate these videos, so I misspeak once in a while. But in any case, I just ordered it from this company in South Korea, and like my experience with this one, I was able to get the drone in, gosh, it was about 3.5 days. The drone was here. Looks like we got somebody fishing there on the. What are they doing there? Yeah, looks like they're fishing. I was going to zoom in, but nah, we don't want to bother anybody. So let's go ahead and pick up some altitude here. Flight time, we've been flying for 14 minutes, and we still have over 50% battery. First charge on this battery, by the way, as we noticed. I don't know what happened to the fountain here. Let's just fly over the top of it and take a look. What do you think? The other drone that I am interested in is the. Now, wouldn't it suck if they turned this on right about now, where I'm right over the top of it? Yeah, that wouldn't be good, would it? Let's drop down a little bit, and the drone's saying, "I'm not sure I want to go that low," but that's where the fountain spouts out of there. So let's go ahead and pick the camera up and go back up where we're a little more comfortable. You got to take a chance once in a while. So with regard to my thoughts on DJI and the United States, it's all over but the shouting, folks. DJI is done in the U.S. providing, unless something really drastic happens. There are so many things going on that I just think it makes it impossible for the customs issue aside, and even if we got rid of that, we've got the issue with the 2025 Defense Appropriations Act that required DJI to get to have a security review. Of course, obviously they didn't name what government agency to do that, so it would take a government agency to volunteer to do it. If it doesn't happen by December 23rd, they automatically go on the covered entity list, and they would not then at that point, new DJI products would not be able to get an FCC license. Obviously, these drones transmit a signal. They're required to have an FCC license. And I don't know how that would affect FAA approval, but it would be a moot point because if you can't transmit a signal, you can't fly a drone. So that's what we would be running into there. So, I've got an aircraft flying right over the top of me right now, a commercial aircraft. Of course, he's way up there, but I'm kind of interesting to show that I don't see anything on ADS-B on the drone. So I'll have to look at my settings there and see how it's set. But in any case, other than that, there's also the issue with Brendan Carr and the Commerce Department wanting to outlaw all Chinese drones, and not just Chinese drones, but Chinese parts, calling them a national security threat and not allowing them to be sold in the United States. If that happens, and it could, I guess, then kiss them all goodbye. You won't be able to buy a Femi, you won't be able to buy a Hubsan. Everybody talks about EXO, that's an American drone. No, it's not. It's a Hubsan drone, and it's made in China. You wouldn't be able to get any of that stuff. Nobody else makes consumer level drones in the country, so as hobbyists, if that happens, we're just out of luck. And then the there's Elise Stefanik and that whole business she started with the I'm trying to remember what they call it, the Chinese Drones Act threat. I can't remember the exact name of the bill, but that would outlaw Chinese drones as well. So we've got all these things on the horizon, and I think the chance of DJI dodging all those bullets, much less any other Chinese drone company, is probably slim to none at this point. In my mind, it's a little bit of xenophobia, but nobody's been able to show us the smoking gun. Why can't we have DJI drones? If I really thought this drone was a threat to our national security, I would get rid of it tomorrow. But I don't think it is. I think it's a bunch of us just trying to get some pretty pictures of fall foliage like we're doing right now, and I just don't see that as a threat. So anyway, there you have it. That's my thoughts on that. But this drone, again, this is a technological tour de force. It's too bad that there wasn't a company that picked it up in the U.S. GoPro, remember everybody laughed at the GoPro Karma. Well, what if they'd have continued development? I mean, that GoPro Karma wasn't a bad drone other than the initial problem they had with batteries falling out. They corrected that. But the problem was the drone was then painted with that as a problem product, and DJI was so good that GoPro I just don't think they had the money behind them, and they got out of the business. It's too bad. Had they continued to develop their product, we would probably have a consumer level product that would compete with DJI in this country. Fact is, we don't. Secondly, Skydio. I still have my Skydio 2. To this day, there is no other drone that tracks as well as the Skydio 2. If you want a tracking drone, nothing compares to the Skydio 2, and it's what, a 5 or 6 year old drone now. So it's not like we can't develop technology in the United States, but for some reason, consumer drone technology, I think there's a lot of reasons for it. People, I don't know. Well, it just seems like people are afraid of these drones. Obviously, all we're doing with them is trying to get some nice video like we're doing right now. But there's no alternatives for us. So my attitude is I'm going to get them while I can. So I ordered this drone, and it wasn't cheap, but I got a state-of-the-art drone that I'll be good to go for a few years. And then same thing with the Mini 5 Pro. I'll have a state-of-the-art mini drone, so I'm pretty tickled about that. And then I'm hoping that the Neo 2 just got an FCC approval for its license. And the rumors I'm hearing is that we would see that by November. I love the little Neo. I took the original Neo to Spain with me, used it a little bit. It's a fun little drone, and I hope that we'll be able to pick up the Neo 2 before any weird bans. The problem is the the Commerce Department issue could come down on us at any time. And look at this, we got some clouds coming in. And of course, I haven't seen the video off the SD card. This drone does have 512 gigabytes of internal memory, but I'm writing to the SD card. But we got some clouds coming in, and I think it looks good. So we're going to get a good look at the dynamic range of this drone. Again, we're shooting in 4K, 60 frames per second. So we'll get a nice, good look at how well the dynamic range works on this guy. So let's take another trip across here. You know what we need to do? We need to go across. I haven't done this for a while. Let's go over and take a look at. I always like to take a look at In-N-Out Burger, and I fly over these buildings, so we know we're not flying over the top of anybody. And let's take a look at the In-N-Out Burger and see how busy they are. This particular store, I think this is they have 3 stores in the Treasure Valley right now, which everybody was really hot for In-N-Out. There's one in Boise, this one here in Meridian, and there's another one in the next county over, Canyon County. Look, it's not busy at all. You could drive right up to the drive-thru right now and get your In-N-Out Burger. So that's good. They make what I'll say about In-N-Out is their hamburgers are really good. It's probably the freshest ingredients that you can get in a hamburger, and that's their claim to fame. Their French fries, I'd rather have a McDonald's fry, quite frankly. They're not that they're bad, but I just don't think they're anything special. In fact, a Five Guys fry, I think I would prefer even over In-N-Out. But anyway, it's a good hamburger. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And it looks like I could just drive right up today. Anyway, let's take a look at the fountain down here while we're here. The dancing fountains, yeah, and they are dancing today. So let's take a good look here. See if we can get over the top of it. Yeah, they're moving around a little bit. This is kind of a neat feature at the village at Meridian. This fountain, and I've been told, and I don't know that it's true or not. People say a lot of stuff, that it was designed by the same people that did the Bellagio fountain in Las Vegas. But I can tell you this, it does dance to the music. They play music and it dances. So pretty cool little development. Yeah, let's see. I was going to tell you more about In-N-Out Burger. So In-N-Out started another. They want to build another store in Meridian, over by the Costco. When you see me at Heroes Park and I point towards the Costco, they want to build one there. But my understanding is they got turned down for the zoning. And truthfully, I kind of understand why. That is such a busy area already, and there's no room to queue up. Like at this shopping center, there's a big parking lot, and there's room for them to queue up cars. But at that one, there isn't. So it could really mess things up. So let's see, we're at 30% battery. We got a long ways to go here. Let's wait and see if we can get a clear spot here, and we're gonna go back across the street. There we got our chance. Now let's wait for that guy. Okay, here we go. So playing Frogger, getting across the street here. And I am gonna go to my, I really like this roundabout here. So we're gonna do one of my other favorite tricks. Let's wait and see where that car goes. He's turning so we can go across. We're gonna get straight over the roundabout. Man, looks like we're missing some vegetation on one side there. I wonder if that's intentional or I don't know. Let's see if I can center up on this thing. You know, I'm sitting here looking at this. I could probably just spin the gimbal, you know, the rotation thing that this drone does. However, let's get down here, and we are going to do. Let's get close. So I'm going to do my my usual move where we're going to go up, spin the drone, and see if we can pick up the camera as we go, and do a little reveal. I always just think this is a dramatic thing to do at these roundabouts, and I think it gives a really good look. And the controls on this drone are so precise. Let's start slowly picking up the camera here as we go, and see if we can get a reveal. And again, you know, what I'm trying to do with the same one hand is move the joystick up and to the left, and
Max altitude reached.
yeah, max altitude. And there, I kind of gave you a reveal of Meridian, not the park exactly, but there's Meridian, Idaho. We'll move over this way, and we're looking towards Boise, Idaho. This is a great look. There's the Boise front. That will be covered in snow very, very soon. Let's move the drone out. We're down to about 22% battery. Let's see if we can get a precision landing. I'm going to do a return to home on the controller.
Return to home.
And here it comes. And it is already, well, no, I was saying it was dropping in altitude, but no, it's maintaining 119 meters in altitude. But this is kind of a cool time of year. You really see the colors change, but yet the grass is still really green. We get in the middle of the winter, this grass is going to look pretty dull. It is, the drone is diving down rather quickly here. And you can see that green line. It's going to come right down, kind of in between these trees, and we'll get it right on the landing pad. So, yeah, let's see how well it does. So if you see that H, it's a little bit off, but as it drops the camera down, I'm watching the drone come in. I picked up the action camera so you can see it. It turns around, and the drone shadow is right on the landing pad. Setting that camera back down, and it's going to come down right on the pad. Oh, that's DJI technology. I'll tell you, we're sure going to miss it when we can't get state-of-the-art products from DJI. Okay. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the DJI Mavic 4 Pro, man, this is DJI's flagship consumer drone, and it really shows. It's just such a pleasure to fly. And I got the EV value right on this flight, so it looked really good on my screen on the RC Pro 2. So I'm anxious to see the video from the drone. I'm sure it'll look good with really nice dynamic range, etc. We just used the main camera today. Just wanted to look at the colors, and quite frankly, I just wanted to have a little discussion about my trip to Spain and meeting all my drone seeker friends, which was just an absolute pleasure, and had a great time. Flew some fantastic, iconic places in Spain. So I can't wait to get those videos up. I'm going to publish this video first because, you know, I told you a little bit about my thoughts on buying a DJI drone while I was in Europe and why I didn't do it, but also about the future of DJI, but in the United States, that is. So anyway, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. But most of all, I so appreciate that you took the time to watch this video today, getting a look at the fall colors, etc. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun flying it, so I hope you guys enjoy watching it. Anyway, of course, we will see you on the next one. Bye now. The unbelievable DJI Mavic 4 Pro. Bye.